Of course, I too want only peace. You see, I abhor violence. We are not savages, my good fellow. And what could be a more peaceful solution than you simply not resisting and allowing me to do what I must?
Welcome back to another boss review from Lies of P's Overture DLC. In this video, we'll take a look at Lumacchio, the well-dressed NPC who you totally didn't guess would be a bad guy the first time you saw him. We'll talk about what's good and what's bad about this boss encounter, and I'll score his overall difficulty and level of quality. Firstly, Lumacchio is not considered a main boss worthy of inclusion in the game's boss rematch mode. It's unclear to me what the distinction is. In the base game, there are fights with other stalkers, which are much simpler and much lower difficulty, so considering them to be mini-bosses makes sense to me. I'm talking about the Mad Donkey, the Survivor, the Atone, the White Lady, and so on and so on. But Veronique and Lumacchio both feel like much more fully fledged boss encounters than those ones.
Now, on to more legendary challenges, for she too will die.
Moving on to the encounter itself, I have to say that when fighting Lumacchio, it feels like his moveset is much larger than it actually is. In Phase 1, he really only does a few things. He's got a series of umbrella attacks and a ninja vanish move. What makes him challenging is his aggressiveness and, more importantly, his unpredictability. When fighting most other bosses, their bread and butter attacks become predictable after you see them a few times. You can memorize the rhythm without even realizing it. But Lumacchio is a constant mix-up, meaning the timing of his attacks varies widely, and I never was able to settle into a rhythm like I usually do. Like everything else in this DLC, the bread and butter umbrella attacks do a ton of damage, so coupled with his aggressiveness, you can easily die to a couple of bad dodges or parries. You might expect the smoke bomb attack to be reliably predictable, but it actually has three variants. There's one where he does a Fury thrusting attack through the smoke, which needs to be parried. There's one where he throws bombs down around you, which needs to be dodged. And there's one where he does one, then the other.
You know far too much. It's time to die.
Oh, and furthermore, he can also just use that Fury thrusting attack at any time that he has some distance. All this adds up to a general feeling of unpredictability and needing to pay very close attention to his animations, reading them in the moment instead of memorizing patterns. Perhaps they were trying to prepare you for the final boss. A couple other quick notes on Phase 1. You can get backstabs on him at certain moments, but I found the opportunities to do so to be few and far between, so I didn't see this being highly abusable. He also sometimes drinks a potion from the alchemist to heal a significant amount.
An elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions.
Gotta say, I didn't really like this one. Maybe there's a way to interrupt it that I missed, but seeing the boss recover 20% of his health bar always feels bad. Moving on to Phase 2, eventually Lumacchio will transform into a carcass monster.
Wait. What is happening?
At this point, he becomes even more erratic and unpredictable. Where in Phase 1, this could arguably be seen as a virtue, the mushy animations and unintuitive movements make it feel really bad in Phase 2. What part of himself is he attacking with? Or is he about to lunge at me with his whole body? It all just kind of blends together. One breath of fresh air in this phase is this jumping Fury attack, which is one of the few that I could actually intuitively predict, even if he levitates in the air briefly. Back to weird, mushy animations. Look at this one where he scrambles around on the floor, culminating in this lunging Fury attack. Ew. Ultimately, Phase 2 is a bit of a mess, which is a common theme in this game. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that Phase 2 of the King of Puppets, Luxazia, Simon Manus, and Nameless Puppet all become nonsense spam fests, which is too bad because they're all pretty promising bosses in Phase 1. Anyway, wrapping up Lumacchio, on difficulty, I'd say he's on the high end of not too bad. If you have trouble sight-reading bosses, this can easily go higher. Overall, I give Lumacchio a 5 out of 10. His unpredictability is interesting and unique, but he's pretty simple, and his Phase 2 really drags him down.
My dear, good, kind fellow, hear me out, please.
No, I don't think I will.
Everything